Most people think millionaires begin with money. Some begin with dirty dishes. Every night, after everyone else went home, one dishwasher stayed behind cleaning plates that weren't even his. His paycheck wasn't impressive. By the time rent, groceries, and bills were paid, very little remained. Most people would have accepted that this was simply life. He refused to believe that. Instead of complaining, he started asking questions. Why did some people become wealthy, while others worked just as hard and stayed broke forever? The answer surprised him. It wasn't always income. It was what happened after the paycheck arrived. Every evening, he studied investing, compound growth, businesses, stocks, index funds, financial history. He wasn't searching for a shortcut. He was searching for understanding. He borrowed books instead of buying expensive courses. He spent hours inside the public library. The more he learned, the more he realized wealth usually grows slowly. Very slowly. His first investment wasn't thousands of dollars. It wasn't hundreds. It was only $50. Many people would laugh at that amount. He didn't. Because habits matter more than beginnings. He stopped wasting money trying to impress strangers. He packed lunch, skipped expensive clothes, ignored every trend. While others upgraded their lifestyle, he upgraded his future. Every payday, no matter how tired he was, he invested something. Sometimes $50, sometimes $100, sometimes only $25. The amount changed. The habit never did. Months passed. Nothing exciting happened. His account barely moved. Most people quit during this stage. He didn't. Because he knew patience was part of the investment. He continued washing dishes. Customers never knew. Co-workers never knew. Everyone assumed he was just another dishwasher. Sometimes, appearances tell the smallest part of the story. 1 year became 2. 2 became 5. 5 became 10. Time quietly became his greatest business partner. His investments continued growing. Not because he found the perfect stock, not because he got lucky, but because he stayed consistent. Consistency often beats excitement. When he earned more money, he didn't immediately spend more. Lifestyle inflation traps many people. He escaped it. Every raise became another opportunity to invest. Eventually, his money began earning money. Then those earnings began earning even more. That is the quiet power of compounding. It rarely looks impressive today. But years later, it can completely change a life. His co-workers bought newer cars, bigger televisions, designer clothes. He kept investing. Sometimes discipline looks boring until years pass. Hard work eventually earned him a promotion, more responsibility, a higher paycheck. But his habits stayed exactly the same. He simply invested even more. He understood something many people never realize. Making more money doesn't automatically create wealth. Keeping and growing it does. The portfolio kept climbing. Hundreds became thousands. Thousands became hundreds of thousands. Slowly, patiently, quietly. Eventually, he bought a modest home, not to impress anyone, but to create stability. His greatest investment wasn't the house. It was still his discipline. Nothing about him looked rich. He dressed simply, drove a practical car, lived below his means. Many millionaires do exactly that. Then one ordinary afternoon, he opened his investment account. The balance had crossed $1 million. There were no fireworks, no celebration, only silence. Because the victory had actually been won years earlier, when he chose consistency over comfort. He returned to the restaurant where everything began. The same sinks, the same kitchen, the same stacks of dishes. Only one thing had changed: the person washing them. Now, he spent his time helping others understand what no one had taught him. That wealth isn't reserved for the lucky. It's often built by ordinary people making extraordinary decisions, repeated thousands of times. Financial freedom didn't give him purpose. It gave him options. The freedom to choose, the freedom to help, the freedom to live without constant fear. Never underestimate small beginnings. The world saw a dishwasher. He saw an investor. And while everyone else watched dirty dishes, he quietly built a $1 million future. Sometimes the richest life begins at the kitchen sink.